All right, so you've decided to turn your classic car into an electric vehicle. You've cut it up, you've figured out how to mount the motor, you've purchased a bunch of batteries, you've done the battery Tetris to try to figure out how to get all those batteries into the car. You've got the batteries into the car, you've got everything all wired up, and now you're ready to go. But how do you put the stupid thing into gear? Well, if you're like most people, you do the easy thing, which is add a bunch of buttons to pick your gear. But that's not what I wanted. I don't think any of these modern button situations look appropriate for a classic vintage car. What I want to do is take the original automatic shifter and make it work so that it tells the drive unit controller which gear to pick and turns the parking brake on and off. The problem is that shifter just moves back and forth. It doesn't do anything electrically. And furthermore, without a transmission, it just kind of wobbles around because there's no transmission to hold the shifter in a particular gear. As anyone who owns a 3D printer knows, it's a solution for everything. So as I started to learn computer-aided design in Tinkercad, I designed a simple device with 2 skateboard bearings and a rotary shaft with some detents and a spring and a ball bearing to try and simulate the transmission mechanism. It didn't work very well. So then I moved to a sliding plate with little bumps on it to operate micro switches for the different gear selectors. And this worked better, but the detents still didn't work very well, and the skateboard bearings weren't a great solution. Since then, I've learned Fusion 360 and I'm much better in CAD, and so I've been able to design something that's a little bit more sophisticated. The principle is still the same, but it uses a store-bought detent plunger that's shown there in the video, along with the sliding plate. And instead of using ball bearings to hold the sliding plate in place, it uses these white plastic pieces, which are UHMW plastic, which is a super slippery plastic that the plate rides on both top, bottom, and on the sides. And that keeps it in place and allows it to move smoothly. So that's the new design. It works smoother, and the hardest problem to solve wasn't really the switches, it was the detent. And with the ball plunger and its adjustability and the plastic slides, it just works much better than the old design did. Here you can see how easily the plate slides back and forth on top of the UHMW plastic glides, much better than the old bearing system. But when you insert the plunger and tighten it down so that the ball fits into the divots on the side of the shifter plate, it locks it into one of the 5 gear positions: park, reverse, neutral, drive, or sport. And it works very well and is adjustable based upon how far in you screw the plunger. Here's a cross section showing how the different pieces fit together and slide along each other. Here you can see the sliding plate operating the switches, making it select each different gear location based upon the bumps on the plate. These lights right here are representing the signals I would send to the drive unit controller in the EV, with this white LED here indicating that it's out of park, red being park, this yellow here being reverse, blue neutral, green drive, and yellow sport. So right now it's in park and neutral at the same time, which is what it's supposed to be. When it's in park, I put it in neutral. And if I move the shifter to reverse, then now it's in out of park and reverse. If I move it to neutral, then it's out of park and neutral. If I move it to drive, it's out of park and drive. And if I move it down into sport, then it's out of park, in drive, and in sport mode, which is ideal. So now you can see that in neutral, it's just kind of flopping around. And between drive and neutral, the lights will go between drive and neutral. And there's no positive feel at all. There's a set of dimples on the side of it that the detent fits into and causes it to stop at the 5 specific locations. So if I tighten up the detent here on the bottom of the unit, now when I wiggle the shifter, there's no movement at all. And when I move it into drive, it snaps right in and there's no movement. And it also doesn't fall into sport the way it was before. So now you have to really push it into sport, then you push it into drive, push it into neutral, push it into reverse, push it into park. And there you go. The final product is printed out of ABS, so it'll hold up to moisture and sunlight and all the abuse that it probably won't get while underneath the car, and I'm happy with the outcome. Of course, this didn't work the first time. There's been a lot of trial and error along the way. Different switches, different prints, a lot of different shifter plates. Currently using a plastic plate. I had some metal ones. I'll machine some new metal ones for the future. But for now, the plastic one's working. And just to show you, here is the maiden voyage with the shifter in the car. Hot diggity dog. All right. Turn it on. Got our flash screen. Got our car steering pump. I can hear it. We're in park. Drive. Parking brake off. Off the brake. We got a little creep. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This is a great feeling.
Oh my gosh. Look at us, Candito, we're driving.
Cool. And the neighbors are just as amazed to see you driving as you are.
Yeah, exactly. You know you've been working on it for too long.
For too long.
Oh my gosh, it's like butter.
This smells nice.
Yeah, just to prove it'll go in reverse as well. Here you go. Thank you very much for watching. See you in a bit.